Hello everyone. In this video we are going to talk about some of the Excel functions which are related to math. These functions are important and we will have a series of functions and we will have discussion about all these functions in categories. So today we are talking about math functions in Excel. First of all, we talk about sum functions. Let's say we have subjects, and also we have marks for the subjects. So let's say the subject A, subject B, subject C, and subject D, subject E, subject F, subject G, H, and K. So for each of these subjects, we have different marks. I just randomly write the marks. What will the sum function do is that we write equal, then sum, then open the parentheses. Then we select the entire column, the area that we want to have its summation, and close the parentheses, enter. So with this, we get the sum of all these numbers that we want. We have another function that is SUMIFS. So how it is used? So equal SUMIFS open parentheses. So first it shows the range. So you select the range, entire column. Then the criteria. So let's give criteria the seal, and then sum of the range. So this is sum of the range, and then we close and enter. So this criteria is blank, so it shows the 0 value. So if you put A here, then it shows the sum of the A's. If you have multiple A's here in this column, then it will add up all these summation. Similarly, if we have B, and again we have B, and again we have B, and then if this criteria is B, then it will add up all the B's. Let's test it. We have B plus, we have this B plus B and plus B, and then enter. So these two values are same. There is another function called SUMIFS. So these SUMIFS also accept more conditions. So Tom, let's say Bob, let's say Janice, and also let's write Victoria, and then write Pharaohs, and then write, yeah, that's the names. Within these names, let's say Tom could be twice, or let's have 3 times the Tom. So what the SUMIFS do, so we say SUMIFS, then open parentheses. So first of all, we have the sum range. So this is the sum range, then comma. Then we have the criteria 1, the criteria range 1, and then comma, we have the criteria, let's say B, and then comma, and then we have criteria range 2, and then comma, we have criteria 2. Let's say this cell, and we will write the name there, and then close the parentheses and open. So this one, let's say Tom, and we will have Tom total for the Tom 96. So Tom B here, and we have Tom B here too. Let's examine this one. So we have Tom and B is 49 plus. We have another Tom and B that is 47, and that would be 96. The second function is average. So what the average will do, that is, we get the average of the values that we have or the numbers we have. So you write the average, as you see here, average open parenthesis, and then you select the entire column, close the parenthesis, and enter. So we get 75.55. That is the average that we have. So if we would like to check it, so we have the sum of all the entire column, close the parenthesis, divide by. So how many we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and divide by 9, and then enter. You have 75.555. That's the average that we were using. The other function that we have, that is, let's write the function. So we use the sum function, we use the average, and then now we use the maximum function. So the max function, what it will do, it gets the maximum value from the numbers. So let's say equal max open parenthesis, and then from this entire column and close the parenthesis, the maximum number, which is 98, it should be extracted, and that gets the maximum value, which is 98. So if we change this one to 100, then it automatically shows the 100 as a maximum value. Same to this one, we have the minimum. So then we write here equal minimum open parenthesis, and then we select the entire column to find the minimum number, close, and then it shows the minimum number 49. If you change one of these cells to 0, which is the minimum number, and then it shows the minimum number 0. The other function that is used in math, that is round function. Round or rounding off, that is a function, so it will reduce the number behind the decimals or the decimal numbers. For example, so we have in these cells 5 decimal numbers. So if I round it, round, and then open parenthesis will give this number, and then comma, and then we give the number of digits, how many digits we want to round it. So you want to round it 2, and then 2 digits we should have after decimal point, then we enter. So after decimal point we have 7 and 8. And there is another function that's called trunk, and this trunk is doing similar job. Trunk and the number, and collect the number, then the number of digits behind decimal points, and enter. If you look to these two numbers, both they are reducing the numbers behind decimal point, but there is a difference. The difference is that if after a decimal point. For example, we have 5.67892, and we are going to round this one to 2. Round this number to 2 digit. It means after decimal point, keep 6 and 7 and remove 894. In this case, we have the cases for rounding. So what are the cases for the rounding? A number, if a number is, let's say, less than 5, it will count down. And if number is more than or equal to 5, in that case it will count up. Sorry. So here, so 8 is more than 5, and that was added up on 7. But in case of truncate or trunk, we don't have such condition, and we already removed the number of the numbers that we want. So that's why in this number 771.78 we had 78, but in trunk function we have 7.77. Another function is called square root or SQRT. So what the square root is doing, so equal SQRT parenthesis and give a number, and this will give us the square root of the number. And if you want to get the square root for all these numbers, you will drag down this entire column. Again, we have multiple decimals, so what we will do, I will round this column to 2 and then close parenthesis, and it's 8.19. So this number is equal to 5. The 8 will be added 1, and then I will select and drag down. So if you're going to find the cube root, then this formula will not work. So in that case, we will use another formula, which is power square root. Power open parenthesis, this number, comma, 1 over 3, which is the number for cubic root, and then enter, and we give the cubic root. Then select the cell and drag it down. Again, if you rounded this one, so you'll say round this cell with 2 digits, and then enter, and select the cell, drag it down. Same to this one. If you want to have other roots, then what will you do? You say equal power, and then we select this number, and then let's have 1 over 5 and enter, and we have this number. Select the cells, and we will drag it down to have for all these numbers the fifth root. Let's shrink these numbers, this time not the rounding, with 2 digits, and then we have 2.31, and then we'll drag it down. Finally, we have another function that's important. It's called absolute value in Excel sheet. Let's write some numbers here. -2, say minus this, right, minus 43, and then -5, and then -12, and then plus 14. So what the absolute value do? So it gives the absolute value of the numbers, remove the sign of that number. So you say absolute value, open parenthesis, from this number, and then close parenthesis, and then the absolute value of -2 is 2. If the number is plus or positive 34, then the absolute value will be 34. So you select the cell and drag them down to have the absolute value for all these numbers. These are the important math functions that you use. Stay with us and thank you for your attention.